Welcome back to Felix the Cat. Today we're reading Chapter 7. I'm so glad you joined me. Okay, Chapter 7. Empty Elephant. Felix had a hunch if he followed Danny, he would have some fun. And his hunch was right. Danny went to the circus grounds, and Felix went with him. A big fat guy, who seemed to be bossing the show, said,
"Say, kid, you want to see the circus? Water the elephant, and I'll let you in for nothing."
"You bet," said Danny. "I'll water him."
"That goes for me too," said Felix. So the big guy fitted them out with pails, and they got busy at the faucet. Felix turned it on, and the water came out with a shush.
"Oh boy,"
piped Danny.
"I'm dying to see those clowns. I saw them in the parade."
"I'll take the lions." Felix made his choice.
I'll take a look at them."
They carried 2 pails of water for the elephant. He drank them in 2 gulps. They made another, and still another trip from the faucet to the elephant.
"Gosh,"
Danny groaned.
"this makes the 10th pail.
I'm all in. I only hope this is the last trip I gotta make." "Me too," Felix complained. "He's about the most empty elephant I ever saw. Wow." They struggled on with the 10th load, and the elephant shulped it all down in one thirsty shulp. "Ye gods," Felix cried. "He still wants more."
"Gosh, he does."
Danny looked from the elephant to the empty pail.
"He's got a thirst as big as an elephant,"
said the elephant expectantly, which meant,
"Bring me a drink."
"Ye gods," Felix groaned again. "I'm all in." Danny took out a handkerchief and mopped his head. Felix did the same, pushing the cloth as hard as he could to work up an idea. What was to be done about this empty fellow? Danny wouldn't carry any more water.
"I quit,"
he said as though he meant it.
"The whole Atlantic Ocean wouldn't satisfy him."
"Throw in the Pacific too while you're at it," suggested Felix. Pushing a handkerchief around on his head had at last given Felix the bright idea he wanted. "Come on, kid," he said. "We'll fill him up, and how?" This time, Felix went after the elephant instead of a pail. He grabbed a hold of the long trunk and pulled the big fellow after him. "I've got an idea," he explained to Danny. "It's funny. I never thought of this before."
"Are you taking him to the faucet?"
asked Danny.
"It's over here."
"I'm taking him to the pump," said Felix with determination. The elephant got the idea right off. He never made a sound while Felix attached his trunk to the pump. Up and down, up and down. Felix worked the pump handle, and the harder he pumped, the faster the elephant drank. "I guess this'll hold him," groaned Felix. He pumped till he couldn't pump anymore. "By golly!" Felix staggered away from the pump. He drank the well dry, too. I give up.
It's no use, said Danny. I guess I don't care much about seeing the clowns after all.
They trudged away from the circus grounds, leaving the elephant behind. He looked after them with a most thirsty expression, and then followed. Tired and hot and disappointed, Felix and Danny walked till they came to the creek.
Well, anyway, we can have a swim in the old swimming hole.
Laughed Danny.
The water sure looks inviting to me.
Me too, agreed Felix. But I'll never dare to look at another faucet or pump again. I got elephantitis.
Danny poked his finger in the water.
It's just swell,
He said excitedly. Felix was glad he didn't have to go to the bother of undressing, but he gave the kid a lift.
Who cares about a circus anyway?
Felix consoled him. Under his shirt, Danny muttered.
a cool dip is better than a hot tent anyhow.
They were so busy, they didn't see the empty elephant dip his long trunk in the creek and take a few sips from the swimming hole.
Felix pulled and tugged at Danny's shirt, and then the kid kicked off his shoes and socks.
Gosh, he chuckled.
The grass feels ticklish on my toes.
The water's going to feel a lot more ticklish,
Felix said invitingly.
Come on, let's take a high dive. Bet I can dive higher.
Bet you can't. Yippee! Here we go.
Danny gave a spring and Felix gave a leap, and they flew up in the air for a grand dive. But oh, what a fizzle that dive turned out to be. There was no splash. There was no cool gurgle of water. There was no water at all. The empty elephant had at last drunk his fill.
The water's tough,
said Danny in surprise.
Sure is,
Said Felix.
and so is life, I guess. As long as there's elephants like that guy on the loose.
That's the end of chapter 7. Join me next time for chapter 8. We'll get into a little bear business. Thanks again for joining me. We'll see you next time.